So you can take your hands, palms facing down or palms flipped towards the sky. Close your eyes, take nice deep breaths. With every exhale, you're going to try to relax the hip flexors. So you're going to let the knees kind of relax out to the sides. And with every inhale, you're going to try to strengthen or elongate the spine and drop the shoulders down. This can be a pretty deep breath, so you can fill up the bottom of your belly so it doesn't get caught in the chest. If you'd like to implement that Ujjayi breathing by making that sound on your exhale, either with the mouth open or closed, you can. We'll take this time to also dedicate our practice to something or someone. Maybe it's a goal you have physically today to hold your balance poses a little bit longer or be more playful, or maybe it's more of a spiritual goal, or maybe you're just giving your energy to someone you know who needs it today. And with your eyes still closed, you're going to walk your fingertips out in front of you as far as they'll go, and then you'll allow the head, neck, upper back to kind of fold forward. So just letting yourself get that stretch behind the back of the neck, the upper back. Maybe that right side glute, depending on how your legs are crossed. Go ahead and walk the fingertips over to the left side to get a stretch in that side body. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, walk the hands over to the left side, keeping both of your sits bones on the floor. Come back through center. Allow yourself to roll on up. You can open the eyes at this point. Take a nice deep breath. Take your gaze towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, take the chin into the chest. We'll take one more nice deep breath, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. If it feels nice, you can clasp your hands behind your head and just give yourself a tiny bit of pressure. One more nice deep breath here. And exhale, come back up. The right leg's gonna get nice and long in front of you. Left leg will stay bent. We'll turn the body towards that right side. Take a nice deep breath here. Before we take a bend down, clasp your hands behind your back. Open up the chest. Maybe take your gaze towards the ceiling. If you can keep your palms pressed, even better. And trying again to relax the hip flexors. Mine just tensed up, but seeing if you can just kind of stop them from tensing up. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, a nice passive stretch to start. So you can let your upper body kind of fold forward or round forward. You don't have to reach or grab for the leg. We're just going to work on just kind of relaxing into this stretch, getting that stretch into the back as well. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll walk ourselves up. The right leg's gonna run to jump back behind you. We'll find deer pose. So you're gonna wanna straighten the left knee to ankle and then see if your right knee can come right by your hip. And then on a diagonal, you're just gonna walk your hands backwards, getting that stretch in the hip flexor. And maybe this is enough for you, or maybe you have really flexible hips and you can lie all the way down or find the forearms, trying to press that knee into the floor. This will be a little more active. You are going to tuck the hips forward a tiny bit to open up the hip and the quad on that right side. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll find the palms if you've come all the way down. We'll take the torso forward and stack that right leg underneath us, so we found pigeon pose. Maybe we flex the front foot to protect the knee. We'll take our gaze towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, you can walk the fingertips forward, maybe find the forearms, bow your head, close your eyes. Option to stay here for a couple more breaths, or your right fingertips can find the left elbow. Left fingertips will walk out to the side, and you'll give yourself a gentle twist up towards the ceiling. Here. On your exhale, both palms find the floor. You'll find the meaty part of your left glute. Rond de jambe the legs all the way around, and then switch the leading leg in your crisscross applesauce. Take a nice deep breath, and on your exhale, we'll fold it forward. Walk the fingertips over to the right. And then over to the left. On your next exhale, come all the way up, straighten that left side. Square yourself off to that left side, and then passive stretch here, trying to relax the hip flexors. We'll fold forward. More nice deep breath. On your exhale, you walk it back up. The right knee to ankle will be flush in front of you. Left knee is going to come out. My cat brought me a fish. Towards right in line with the hip. And we'll find that diagonal, walk ourselves backwards. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you can find the forearms, or maybe you're all the way down on the back. So you can squeeze the butt a tiny bit, tuck that hip forward if it feels okay. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, walk it back up. That left leg will come straight behind us. We'll square off those hips, find our pigeon, take a nice deep breath. Look up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, you can fold forward. Left fingertips find right elbow, right fingertips come out to the side a tiny bit. You can find that twist towards that right side. Good, release that stretch. This time we're gonna find position on our belly. We'll reach back for the right shoelace, kick into the hand, and open up that quad there. Maybe take your gaze towards that shoulder. And release that stretch. Grab onto the left shoelace, kick into the hand, taking the knee off the mat if you can, and maybe taking your gaze up towards the left shoulder. Release that stretch. Find the forearms, feet hip width distance apart. We'll come up to our Sphinx pose, taking our gaze maybe towards the ceiling or straight out in front of us, dropping the shoulders down. Option to stay here, or you're going to see if you can take your arms behind you and keep the chest lifted high. Option to stay here, or the right arm's going to float forward for 2 counts here, back for 2, then the left arm will float front for 2, back. We'll repeat that twice more. Maybe we hold behind us or we take the arms overhead. On your exhale, release that stretch. Hands go by the armpits. Keeping the elbows bent by the side, we'll find our cobra. First cobra. If it feels okay, you'll push the left shoulder forward, find that twist towards the right side. And release that stretch back through center, right shoulder comes forward. Good, release that stretch back down. Little different today, curl the toes. We're gonna see if, like a board, we can float up to our high palm plank. So scoop up the core like crazy, push hands and toes at the same side, at the same time. From here, we'll find shoulder shrugs. So you'll allow yourselves to dip, shoulders pressing together, and then you'll engage the shoulders forward. So down for 2, return for 2. Good, keep breathing. 8 more counts. If this is too much, you can drop the knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk the left fingertips towards center. We're going to swivel on the feet, find that high side plank. Hips go super high. Good, maybe we find a little pulse right here for 8, 6, for 4, 3, 2, back through center, but right forearm will find the floor. So we're on the opposite side forearm plank. Hips are super high. Good, maybe we pulse it. Eight more here. 8, 6, or 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through center. If you need a breather, drop the knees or downward facing dog. Otherwise, it's round 2. Shoulders dip. So squeeze the shoulder blades, return it. 6, 4, 3, 2. Right hand finds the center. We'll find that side plank. Lifting left arm towards the ceiling. Hips raise as high as possible. Find a pulse for 8, 6, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through center. Left forearm finds the floor. Low plank. We'll pulse it up 16 counts here. If pulsing's too much, you'll just hold it. Last 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, back through the forearm plank. We're gonna walk the feet closer, take the hips high, dolphin pose. So maybe you bend the knees, or you take it a little bit straighter, and you're gonna press the head in between the elbows. Still getting that big belly breath. So your inhale is filling up your lower abdomen. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll find the hands. Downward facing dog. Pushing through the fingertips, maybe bending the knees. Good. Your weight to the fingertips and less in the palm of your hand. If you want to play with dropping the heels into the mat, you can. We're going to float the right leg up towards the sky, and then bend the knee, open up the hip. On your next exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. Step the hand in between, or the feet in between the hands. Drop the bottom knee. Use the right hand on top of the right knee and find a gentle twist towards the sky. Option to stay here, or you can curl the toes, hike up the hips, take that right arm up towards the sky. We'll come back through center. We're going to walk our hands up towards the thigh, arms overhead. Good, we're going to take the torso forward on an incline for 2, and then right back up for 2. Grounding into that right glute. 2 more. Pulse it here, maybe lift the top heel off the floor. 6, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heel, float the arms back down, back through that high palm plank. We'll find our first vinyasa. So you'll take the weight forward, bend the arms a lot. Curl the toes, high cobra or up dog, knees off the mat. And on your exhale, we're back down to that down dog. Good, you can play with bending or straightening the knees for 3 breaths. When you're ready, left leg lifts off the mat. Maybe we bend the knee, open up the hip. Keeping the torso square. On your exhale, step the left foot through the hands, drop the knee. Take the left hand to the knee and take a little twist up towards the ceiling. Option to stay or curl the toes, pike up that knee and take that left arm towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, we'll close it like a book. You'll walk yourself back up that thigh. If you've got it arms overhead, torso comes forward for 2 counts here, and then up for 2. Good, we'll take 1 more. And then hold that lunge, maybe peel the heel off the floor, start to pulse it down. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heel, find that high palm plank. Let's go through your vinyasa. Meet me in down dog. From here, float up the right leg, bend the knee, option to stay, or find Wild Thing or Rock Star, so that micro back bend. Left leg nice and long, right leg bent. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, back to that 3-legged dog. Step the right hand in between the legs. Right arm goes straight up towards the sky if you've got it. Nice deep breath. On your exhale, we'll come back up towards that lunge. Maybe you pop the front heel right away. Tiny pulses, 8, for 6, 4, 3, 2, drop the heel, find that incline, hold. Clasp the hands behind the back, nice deep breath. On your exhale, we're gonna swan dive forward, maybe taking the arms overhead. On your next exhale, hands find the mat. We'll go through that vinyasa. If you need to drop the knees, you can. Back in down dog. Left leg lifts up towards the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip. Option to stay or follow it to Wild Thing or Rockstar, other side. On your next exhale, we'll float back to that three-legged dog. Step the left leg in between the hands. Right hand stays, left arm floats up towards the ceiling. One more nice deep breath. On your exhale, the arms come overhead, low lunge. Maybe you peel the front heel off the floor, take it to a pulse. 6, 4, 3, 2, drop that heel, take the arms behind the back. Take a nice deep breath, gaze towards the ceiling. On your exhale, swan dive forward. Hands find the mat. We'll step back to that high palm plank. Find your vinyasa. Float the right leg up. Step the right leg in between the hands. This time spiral left leg out. Square off the hips towards your front of the mat. Warrior one. So that left hip is drawing forward. From here, we'll straighten the front leg. Curl ourselves down that front leg for that hamstring stretch. From here, walk the fingertips to that right diagonal. Push off the back leg, so bend it a little bit. Stack your hips. See if you can find your half moon. So a harder version of this will be to bend the knee or bend and reach back for the shoelace, kick into the hand if you want to give that a try. One more nice deep breath. We'll bend the right leg a lot. Warrior two. So back leg's turned out. The front heel makes a straight line to the arch of the foot. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll straighten that leg. Take the torso forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we're back to that pyramid pose. So we'll take the torso forward. And then we'll turn the back toes parallel, so both feet are parallel. From here, if you've got it, left hand finds the inside of the right foot. Right arm comes up towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, close back to pyramid pose. Push off the back leg. You can bend it a little bit. Push off standing split. Option to take one or both of your hands behind that right ankle. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll bend the right leg a lot. Drop the back knee. Walk the right toes out to the side, lizard pose. Walk the fingertips forward. Maybe so much that you're able to drop the elbows. Take your gaze a couple inches in front of the fingertips. If it feels nice, you can curl the back toes, pike up that back knee. If it feels nice, left fingertips find the right elbow. You take your hand to that right side, find a twist up towards the ceiling. Center, finding the palms. Rondejam that leg all the way around. Weight comes forward, getting through your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg floats up towards the ceiling. Step left leg in between the hands. Good, right hand will stay, left arm will float up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, we'll come back through center. Come back up to that high palm or that high lunge. Maybe arms overhead. From here, you're gonna spiral bottom toes back. Find your warrior one. So the toes are actually turned out, 45-degree angle, right hip is pulsing forward. From here, you're straight in the front leg. Clasp your hands behind your back. Take your gaze towards the ceiling. On your exhale, swan dive forward. And then you'll eventually drop those hands, square off the hips. So it's like a pyramid pose with a turned out back leg, but still trying to get your hips forward, that right hip forward. We'll walk the left fingertips out to that diagonal, bend the right leg a lot, and kick off the back leg to stack the hips and find your balance. From here, you have the option to bend the back toe, grab onto the feet, and kick into your hand. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, bend the front leg a lot. Find your warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, straighten that front leg, take that weight forward, Trikonasana. One more nice deep breath. On your exhale, close it like a book. Turn the back toes parallel, pyramid pose. Right hand will find the inside of the left foot if you can. Left arm will float up towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, we'll shut it down. We'll bend the back leg and find the standing split. Option to take one or both of your hands behind the ankle. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, bend the front leg a lot. Walk the feet backwards. Drop the knee to the floor. Take the left toes, turn them out. Walk the fingertips forward. Maybe find the elbows. Keep the gaze a couple inches in front of the fingertips, lizard pose. Option to curl the back toes, pike up that knee. Option to stay here or take right fingertips to the left elbow, left hand to the knee, that left knee, and take your gaze towards the left shoulder. On your next exhale, you can drop that bottom knee. Find the tops of the hands, Randajam the leg all the way around. And come to Ashtanga Namaskar. So knees, chest, chin, booties in the air. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, you can slide forward, find high cobra. And then knees apart, toes together, child's pose. A couple options here. You can stay in child's pose, or you can come to your forearms and take the knees out to the side, and then try to take the toes in line with the knees to open up the hips and the inner thighs. If you're in this position, you can take a tiny rock back with the hips, make it a little more intense, and hold it there for a couple breaths. Seeing if you can surrender lower into the floor with every exhale. From here, we'll take the palms towards the mat. Wiggle the knees back under the hips. Take a couple cat-cows. You can inhale, drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest, around the spine. You can take two more. On your last one, you'll roll up to the tops of the knees. Step the right leg forward. Get into that hip flexor one more time. And then pike back the hips. You can either pike them back to this position, or if it feels better, you can come all the way down. Or, if you're feeling warm enough, you can wiggle out into your split. Play with pointing or flexing the front toe. And then curl the back toes, bring that knee back under the hips, Randajam that leg all the way around. Roll up to the tops of the knees, step the left leg forward, getting into that right hip flexor. And then pike back the hips, either to this position, or you can sit back on that leg, or you can find your split. One more nice deep breath here. On your exhale, we'll bring that knee back under the hip, ranjan that leg all the way around. Wiggle the hips side to side. Good. And we can find a child's pose here, or if we're not going to break any toes, we can get into our headstand. How do you feel about headstand today? Good? Good, amazing. Okay, perfect. All right, so make sure you have a safe space. If you don't feel good, I'm obviously not there to spot you, so just forget about it today. You can just chill in child's pose for a little while. Otherwise, you're gonna take your hands about elbows distance apart. So if you grab your elbows like this, and then make a fist here, that's about the distance your hands are gonna be placed. Now the crown of your head's gonna find your hands, and then you're gonna rock back to about where I'm starting to go bald, where my ponytail is almost. Now it's really important not to get into the neck, so it's all shoulder strength. So hardly any of your weight will be on your head. It'll all be in your shoulders, so you're actively pressing the shoulders away from the ears. It feels really hard when your hips are not far enough back. So if it feels impossible, it's probably because when you pike up your hips, they're too far forward, and your abs are like, what's happening? So you really do have to kind of walk further than you want to, but you still must have control with your shoulders and arms. You can practice by just taking one of your legs up and just taking a little hop here. So you'll feel it gets easier once you've kind of stacked your hips over. And don't ever stop pressing out of your foundation of your hand or of your arms. And then you can take that left side up, take a couple hops here. And then from here, I find it easiest to bend the right knee, take hops, and then eventually find my balance with bent legs to start. I feel really stable here, like I'm not gonna fall as easily. And then from this position, I can eventually turn them both out, and then depending on the day, straighten them. So just play. So we've got about a minute. And if you've had enough, you can just meet me at child's pose. Good, Nick. Excellent. Brianna, that looks great. Oh no, right at the last. Are you okay? Good. You were really doing a good job with those shoulders. I saw the muscles. All right, if you've had enough, I know sometimes falling backwards can hurt your hands. You can find child's pose. Good. When you're ready, we'll roll up to our bellies. I don't know what my body is today. Your butt. Take a nice deep breath on your exhale. Grab the backs of the legs. Now we worked so hard to try not to let the hip flexors come in today. So really scoop up the core like crazy. And then see if you can find your boat without pulling on the hips. So maybe that just means you have to keep your hands here. Or maybe if you're feeling pretty good, you can take the arms overhead. You can play with straightening one of your legs, returning it, then the other. Now this move will grab in the quads a little bit, so that's normal. But if it's all feeling like it's coming from the hips, then stop. Final 8 count hold, option to keep the knees bent or straightened. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees into the the chest and allow yourself to rock backwards. Maybe give yourself a gentle rock side to side. Good. Let's take the feet flat to the floor. We'll end with the lower back decompression. So you're going to take the shoulders underneath the back, hike up the hips for a bridge. Bonus points if you can keep the palms pressed together. On your next exhale, unclasp the hands, allow the lower back to find the mat. You can windshield wipe the knees side to side. Option to take that again, or we can find our shoulder stand. So you're going to wiggle the shoulders under the hips. Hike the hips up, almost as a straight line as you can. And then option to stay here or with bent or straight legs. You can find your plow. And then when you're ready, let your hands grab onto the lower back and use the abs to gently roll yourself down. We'll take a windshield wiper left and right. If your back doesn't feel too good after that, then knock your knees together, just chill here. If you feel okay, we'll find our wheel. So we'll take our hands by our head, and at the same time we'll press into the feet and hands. And when you're ready, we'll roll on down. Take one last windshield wiper. And then let the knees fall over to the right side. Arms over to the left. Take your gaze over to the left. Exhale, bring the knees back towards center, and then gently switch sides. Take your gaze over to the right side. To bring it back through center. We'll find our Shavasana. If you have a finicky back today, keep the feet on the floor and knees together. Or if you're feeling okay, then the legs will go nice and long. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, palms towards the ceiling. Separate your back teeth, close your eyes. Focus on your breath. start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. With eyes still closed, taking your time, we'll find our fetal position for a few breaths. When you're ready, you can slowly come up to a comfortable seated position. Just taking time to find gratitude for yourself, for your body, for taking the time to do this morning. When you're ready, you can find prayer. Take your arm or hands to your third eye. Nice deep breath here. On your exhale, let the hands find heart center. And you can bow forward. Take one last thought or prayer. Namaste. Happy Saturday, everyone. Nice work. Thank you.